Hello and welcome to Finding Your Holy Grail, a show produced through Passionate World Talk Radio, whose goal is to educate, enlighten, and entertain. I am your show's host, Dr. Mandy Simon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the call to action from our December 24th recording, The Need for Boundaries. This short video is to review quickly what we talked about in the show, the need for boundaries, and for each of you to record a very short 2-minute video and send it in to us so that we can post it on our Facebook pages and our websites. And so at the end of the show, I will give you the call to action that we're asking you to do, but you can send your submissions to LSC Lima Sam Cat at passionateworldtalkradio.com. So as a refresher, on December 24th, we sent out the Need for Safety video, or audio, which actually talked about our need to put ourselves first in setting boundaries, whether they're physical, tangible boundaries or intangible boundaries. And as a quick review, the tangible boundaries are this example that if you're on my front doorstep, if my relationship with you is one that you need to ring the doorbell first, that you do so to announce that you're here and that I should let you in. If your relationship with me is such that you just call out and you announce that you've arrived and you let yourself in, then this is a defined contract that is between us that we've at some point in time worked out together. So that's what we call our physical boundaries or our tangible boundaries. The intangible boundaries are much more difficult and usually something that can't be seen but can be felt. The best example that I can think of for this in terms of simplicity is this experience that each of us has had in one instance or another, where we walk into a room and there's two people standing there and they're pretty far apart in the room, and you suddenly feel this coldness settle into the air. It can even settle on your shoulders and it can feel like a chill in the air. And you realize that when you walked through that doorway, you just breached an energetic boundary, and that the only thing that you want to do at that point is quickly excuse yourself from the room because you don't want to have any part of that situation. And in our post-pandemic world, one of the things that's really, really important for us to understand is how imperative it is for each of us to have our boundaries and to enforce them, because it actually allows us to have the rules of engagement with the people that we love in our lives, and that it deepens our relationships when we can speak forward our own truth and allow ourselves to be heard, our voice to be heard, our needs to be heard, and to be able to say what these boundaries are to ourselves. So this week, the call to action is to talk about what are your boundaries, essentially, or the lack thereof in terms of your professional and personal life, and how they're manifesting in your life. And to speak to camera or send us a short email if you prefer, that just talks about what this is for you. And then what are these lack of boundaries or the current boundaries that you have in place actually costing you in your life, and how you might want to go about changing the way that you have these contracts written with other people as a means to deepen your relationships. And lastly, how are these boundaries affecting the relationships with the people that you love? These are really, really important moments. And as we are in this holiday season, boundaries tend to be this theme, as we're calling it for this show, of something that we recognize truly when they're there, but most definitely when they're not there. So this is a great opportunity for each of us to do this week and share this with one another as a means for each of us to connect. I would like to thank Passionate World Talk Radio for providing a platform on their internet radio station for our show, Finding Your Holy Grail. For more information, go to www.passionateworldtalkradio.com. To send us your submissions for this call to action, send them to the email of limasamcatlsc@passionateworldtalkradio.com. To follow us or subscribe to our community, please go to www.findingyourholygrail.com. You can also send us an email at findingyourholygrail@gmail.com. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season with your family, and I so look forward to receiving your submissions and reading your emails. Until next week, stay safe and keep brave.